Are you ready to take your organization to the next level and become a game changer in your industry? Then look no further. Welcome to Yokai Business Show, where we bring you the world's top business thought leaders to share their secrets to success, from leadership development to finance, marketing, self-development, human resource management, and much, much more. Our guests reveal the strategies, tactics, and mindsets that have made them so successful. So let's dive in and learn from the best in the business. Hello, and welcome to another great episode. I'm super excited about today's show. I know I always say excited, but today I'm truly excited because we are going to be talking about new ideas. Because, new ideas is what keeps the world going. And if you discover the new idea we're going to be talking about in this area, it could be the thing that is going to help your business. So I'm super excited about this episode. But before we jump on to talk to our guests here, and can I remind you to join the conversation that is going on in our community, because that's where we have the follow-up questions from our previous guests. And, we answer some of the questions that we may not be able to answer during the conversation. So make sure to do that. And also, if you're still thinking about starting your own podcast, we've got a very good training program that we put together where we will teach you how to start, how to scale, and how to monetize your podcast. And believe me, podcast is the thing at the moment. And you want to learn from the people that have been doing it for a long time, like myself. I've been doing this since 2015, so you can do the maths. And we've got systems that works, and we've put them in such a way that they're easy to use, and you'll be able to do that. Okay, enough of that. I know you will be in the community, and I know you're going to check that out as well. Let's go straight to our expert today. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. We're truly grateful that you're here. And, for those who are yet to come across your work and, or those that know you but don't quite know how you got started, would you be able to tell us a little bit about your experience in terms of your background in this area, your education, and your experience in this area? If you can, maybe talk about a few things that you have done outstandingly for your customers or your clients, so that people will picture what is it that you are doing today based on your background, your education, and your experience in this area.
I spent about 50 years wandering the world, searching for health and happiness. I didn't achieve my best health or my optimal level of happiness until I was already a senior citizen. I'm 65 years old now, and I'm in wonderful health, and I love all the work that I do. I am not retired, although I retired from the corporate world back in 2011. That was a major turning point for me. I was working 24/7 as a major corporate communications strategist, working all over the world, but primarily in Latin America and the Spanish-speaking United States. And it was extremely high stress. I always balanced it with my own holistic ways that I knew how to achieve more tranquility, peacefulness, and mindfulness. However, there is never enough of that. So finally, I chucked the business from the corporate side, and I opened up my own business called The Right, WRITE Council, like a legal counsel, and then also the Namaste Council. And I do the same type of work, but I represent companies and projects and services that are more aligned with my inner compass and more aligned with what I want in life and in the planet. When I opened up the Right Council, I decided that I wanted to dedicate my passion and my experience to help better and transform our community. And that is essentially what I'm doing now with my book called From the Boxing Ring to the Ashram. Basically, what I did was I took the lessons that I learned from a dozen of my gurus around the world, and I culled the most important and simple and free practices. And I share them in my book. My book is very easy to read. It's 12 chapters for 12 gurus and 12 life lessons. And each chapter helps you to get to know my mentors, because nobody has an easy life, and each of my mentors had significant challenges. So I share what their challenges were, and then, of course, their road to happiness. And in fact, one of the chapters of my book is happiness is not about a big bank account. That, unfortunately, is too many of us are focused on that, and we really need to rethink what is going to make us happy. Another one of my chapters is called Serving is the Secret of Abundance, and it talks about selfless service. And there are so many different ways that we can be of help to our community, to our world, or even if it's just to one person. Basically, my book teaches people in simple practices that they can do in as little as 10 minutes a day. It teaches them how they can ease emotional and physical pain. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I am a certified yoga therapist. And I always say that the emphasis is on therapist. It is not on yoga. And as a certified yoga therapist, I recognize that we cannot separate the body, the mind from the spirit. And unfortunately, most of us in the Western world are overweight, overwhelmed, unhappy, or void of spiritual fulfillment. Fortunately, however, the road to optimal well-being can be surprisingly easy and enjoyable. And that's what I do in my book. I lead the reader to find whatever is right for them. I meet them where they are because every person is different. Each chapter has a section called The Guru's 5 Easy Tips. And they can be so simple and so enjoyable and fun. For example, sing every day or become childlike in your creativity and quest for learning. And then at the end of every chapter, I have a give it a try suggestion. And each of my give it a try suggestions can be done in as little as 10 minutes a day. Because I really do believe that the road to health and happiness can be free and it can be very enjoyable and accessible. Now, I may have spent a lot of money traveling around the world and a lot of time, and I loved everything that I did. Anyone else can just take the shortcut by reading my book, From the Boxing Ring to the Ashram, Wisdom for Mind, Body, and Spirit. I have separate pages on Amazon for most of the countries in the world. And you can also find the book on my website. You can go to the Namaste, Namaste, Counsel, COUNSEL.com and click on the book icon. I really do want everyone to live their healthiest and their happiest. And that's why I shared my learnings.
Awesome, awesome. And what sort of roadblocks did you face earlier on, and how did you overcome them? And I know that many of us in this on this journey have had to face those roadblocks. And the reason, again, that I ask this question is I want the listener, Bill, to get a picture that whatever you're going through right now in your business, it's not isolated. It's just not you. A whole lot of us as entrepreneurs, we have either gone through them and overcame, we're on the other side, or are still going through those stuff today. So, and when you have that knowledge, if you're anything like me, it gives you courage that you're doing the right thing. So What sort of roadblocks did you face earlier on, and how did you overcome them?
I think everyone has roadblocks that they have to face in life, and I wasn't any different. Some of those roadblocks are things that we impose on our own, and others are things that are imposed by others on us. The greatest roadblocks that I had was probably trying to support my family while having to work a 24/7 job. I traveled all over the world and I was working literally 80 hours a week. And it was crazy and chaotic, and it was extremely difficult. I'm not saying I did not love my job. I was very good at what I did. I was a marketing communications strategist, a bilingual English Spanish marketing communications strategist, working for major multinational corporations. But there was so much that I was missing from my personal life because of all the dedication that I had to do to excel at my job. And then finally, one day I decided that's it. And that was when I opened up my own business and I found much more me time and much more balance. I'm not saying that I didn't continue to work 80 hours a week, but it was from my home and it was at the hours that I wanted to. So it was just much simpler and I had more balance.
Awesome. Certainly, there is a lot of great lessons there. I will speak to Bill for a moment and any of our listeners. Look, success leaves clue. I know we talk about this all the time. What you've just discovered there, maybe you could apply that in your business. Think about how can you apply what you've just learned there. And if you have further question, get into the community, get an accountability partner in the community and help you to do just that. Coming back to you, what was your very first major breakthrough in this area?
I'm very lucky. I began working officially when I was out of college, but unofficially, I worked in the marketing communications world from the time I was 16 years old, working for print, radio, and television. My first breakthrough, what I would consider breakthrough, is I was fortunate enough to work very young. I was 20 something, maybe 23, 24, and I represented one of the largest multinational corporations in the world. And I actually got to meet directly with the CEO, and I was assigned extremely high level work. And one of the stellar moments in my life, again, this was when I was in my 20s, is I coordinated a reception at the White House in Washington, D.C. It was an incredible experience for me to be able to coordinate something that high level.
Awesome. So how's the world different now than when you got started in this area?
I was tops in my field of marketing communications, international public relations. I won numerous awards in marketing, public relations, and promotions. And I literally had more awards than anyone I knew. And that said, everything has changed so much in the world of public relations, in particular in the world of the media. And I started from the media. I worked in newspaper and radio and print, and those have all changed so much. As an example, I now have a book. I've written a book, and the marketing for the book today in 2023 is completely different than how it would have been way, way back when. Of course, I need to keep up with the times, and that's why I do as many podcast interviews as I can. And I'm extremely active on Instagram under my name, Deborah Charnes. I have about 9,000 followers on Instagram. And of course, I have a YouTube channel also under my name, Deborah Charnes. In other words, everything has changed, and I now am a content producer and a content provider separate from my book. And my book, by the way, is called From the Boxing Ring to the Ashram: Wisdom for Mind, Body, and Spirit.
So there may be people who are not quite clear about what is involved. Would you share with us perhaps, very easy ABC, of what we're talking about?
Even though I left the corporate marketing communications world about 10 years ago, I feel that I am thriving now in my business. And the most important thing to me is that my work, my ideas, and what my dreams are all aligned. And that is, it basically all comes through in my book, From the Boxing Ring to the Ashram: Wisdom for the Mind, Body, and Spirit.
That's very, very clear. So, is somebody maybe asking right now, maybe listening and say, is this the end of the road, or are you still going to come up with these discoveries? I guess I know the answer to this, but I just want to hear, from where you stand and how you're analyzing the terrain. If what's next? What's next for you?
I'm 65 years old and I have so much energy and so much health and happiness that I have a lot more that I want to contribute. I just launched my first book, From the Boxing Ring to the Ashram, and I am a fighter. I want to be a champion. I am not going to stop with just one book. I definitely want to write more. The whole purpose of my book is to help others to be their healthiest and their happiest. And again, I feel that there is so much that I have learned through my 50 years of traveling around the world and from being with so many gurus on 4 continents. And again, I want everyone to be as healthy and as happy as they can be.
Now, we're coming toward the end of our time here together. What haven't I asked you that you would like to share with everybody, perhaps that is pertinent to our business community here?
The reason why I wrote my book was I really want to help people. That is why my book is not only something that people can read online, the e-version or a paperback version, but that is also why I offer weekend retreats and I offer workshops that are 90 minutes. And these are all in person as well as virtual. And additionally, when people read my book, I have different elements that can be downloaded for free on my website because I really want to be the coach for as many people as possible. And that's why my book, along with all of our new platforms, enables me to reach many more people.
Awesome. I never like to finish without asking your final thoughts. What final thoughts do you have to help motivate business owners and the community here to navigate this area or to get started in this area?
I do think that sometimes choices and decisions and career paths can be very daunting. Ever since I was young, I never said, oh, I'm going to be a teacher or, oh, I'm going to be a doctor. I always was open to taking each opportunity and kind of rolling like a snowball with whatever life offered to me. So I have had many different kinds of careers, aside from what I mentioned before about working in corporate communications. I also was an English as a second language teacher, and I have been a yoga teacher for many years, and I've done many other things as well. But I truly believe that we are not meant to do the same thing all our lives. I believe that we should allow ourselves to grow and to change when we feel it's appropriate.
Outstanding. Truly outstanding. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you spending time with us here. And, I never like to conclude without giving our guests an opportunity to share where our audience can connect with them. So, where can everybody connect with you? Maybe you have a website or a very dedicated place where everybody can reach out to you.
I have multiple websites. My marketing communications website is Write, WRITE, Counsel, COUNSEL. And I also have all of my travel articles archived there. I have been a travel writer since 2009. So I have more than 100 articles that are on the right counsel. Secondly, I have my yoga therapy website, which is Namaste, Namaste, counsel, COUNSEL.com. And I have one channel in particular, or one button, which is called Yoga RX. And it teaches you many things that you can do on your own. So I highly recommend that people go there. And then I also have another button for my book. And then, of course, you can learn much more about my book on there. And in general, I talk on my website about how yoga therapy is different than yoga, which most people are not familiar with.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You can also find those links below this recording for you to access very easily. And I want to say thank you for being here, and also thank you for sharing this great information with everybody so generously. Truly outstanding stuff right there. And if you found the information here very helpful, imagine what you're going to find in the community. So if you are not yet a member of our community, or you've been a member of our community but haven't visited of lately, can I encourage you to go in and make yourself known, help other people, or ask questions that you may have. And I know, our guest, now and also future will be there to answer any questions that you may have. In a minute, our guests will be telling you how they will be helping you in that community for sure. But before we do that, I just wanted to remind you of our training program that we have put together on how to start, how to scale, and how to monetize your podcast. Again, you'll find more information in the community. And also, we've got our leadership training program that we have put together. My dear friend Trevor Stockwell, you probably are very familiar with him. He does some of the podcasts here. Has got this amazing training that is ongoing on there, and would love for you to participate in that as well. Now, until next time, as always, live well, live with passion. Know that the best is truly, truly, truly yet to come. Bye-bye for now. Are you ready to take your organization to the next level and become a game changer in your industry? Then look no further. Welcome to Yokai Business Show, where we bring you the world's top business thought leaders to share their secrets to success, from leadership development to finance, marketing, self-development, human resource management, and much, much more. Our guests reveal the strategies, tactics, and mindsets that have made them so successful. So let's dive in and learn from the best in the business.